Sanriku Ria. I like this map. It's my first time doing it on Matchmade, I must admit, but I love all these little dips and ridges that are in it. Apparently that's why it's called Sanriku Ria, because it's a ria is an unglaciated river valley. The valley floor hasn't been flattened out by all the ice. Anyway, back to the battle. We're in the process right now of taking the key buildings. I'm capturing the sword dojo, and my opponent is straddling his army. Well, once he gets it there, as you can see, he's bringing it over. He's going to straddle his army to take the other two dojos. One being the archer's dojo, and the other one being a farmhouse. The farmhouse is just to the left of the screen as we're looking, and the archery one is to the right. They're both off screen. Testing the water a bit with my horse archers, and it confirmed that his bow warrior monks do indeed have extended range on them. I now turn my army 90 degrees to the right in order to form a line of battle facing my opponent. My opponent responds by rushing his archers over to counter. Right now the skirmish exchange is his 3 bow units versus my 2 bow monk units. So obviously I'm going to lose this exchange, but there is a method to my madness. I am holding my 3 bow Ashigaru in reserve. Basically the plan is to get him to use up as many of his arrows as he can. Although he holds the archery dojo, I intend to kill his archers before they can get a refill. Sending my unit of light cavalry out to my left flank. This is because I want to do a little bit of an exploratory, just to see how good he is, how quick his reactions are, and if he's got any weak points. So I'll hold them there for the time being. I'll leave them in the trees. You never know, I might forget about them. That shameful display that's referring to is one of my units of bow warrior monks starting to rout. But they're actually doing their job great, so I'm not complaining in the slightest. So here I go. I'm now going to send in my light cavalry. Like I say, test the water. You never know, I might be able to get a couple of opportunity kills out of it. Now what I'm also doing, I'm bringing a unit of Yari cavalry to replace where the light cavalry had been on my left flank in those trees. He may have noticed it, he may not have, but his attention should be getting distracted by the light cavalry while I make that move. He's guarding his flanks with Naginata, so I have to move further around, get right round to his rear. Now, as his general still hasn't moved, I think, well, I might as well target him, you know, just see what happens. So he's using, he's got his matchlock lined up behind his sword units, so he's using his sword units as a meat shield. I just do not approve of that, but that's a point of principle rather than a point of game. So, well, might as well tank into one of the sword units, you know, see if I can take one of them with me. I don't quite manage it, but obviously I'm managing to inflict a fair number of casualties on that unit. And in the process of him shooting me with his matchlocks, with his general in front of one of his matchlock units, I actually get a couple of kills against his general, even although I never physically come into contact with him. Friendly fire, you've got to love it. Despite the early success that my opponent was apparently having in the archer exchange, due to the extra pressure I was exerting by bringing forward my bow and shigaru units, he was now reaching crisis point. My opponent is aware that this contest is happening far too far away from the archer dojo to be able to withdraw his archers to resupply, so he orders his melee troops to attack. Now, I'm slightly worried at this point because once again I'm heavily outnumbered in the melee department. Advance a spear unit for a spear wall and advance one sword unit. This is as a holding action. I immediately send in the rest of my melee troops as a second wave. This is on a knife edge. I desperately need to stop my opponent from committing all his melee troops into this combat, otherwise I'm a complete toast. And if that wasn't bad enough, he's using his melee units as a meat shield in front of his matchlocks. I mean, that's an exploit that just has to get sorted. This is such dishonourable play. Anyway, I'm still sending my sword units regardless, despite that's happening. I'm bringing my gun unit forward, my matchlocks there with my naginatas behind, and I'm sending my Yara cavalry in one from each side. And so we're now looking at it from the other side of the battlefield, from Black's side. And I've managed to penetrate to his general now. Now, I'm not actually committing my other cavalry unit quite yet, because he's basically virtually turtling himself with his naginata units. But that's a good thing because that means that he cannot commit them into the melee. But what I need to do, I need to get my free cavalry unit in there to actually take out his guns. So here we go. Get in there. Come on, get in there. Come on, you fuckers, get them. And 3, 2, 1. His guns are routing. His general is gone in a single charge. I am so proud of that cavalry unit. So proud of them. People not bringing cavalry? What are they thinking? Come on, get in there, get flanking, get fucking killing. Into them, and he is fucking dead. Glorious indeed. After this battle, my general was promoted to a level 9. Now don't get me wrong, my next 2 battles I got completely thrashed. So, you know, it's not as if this is like, oh, look at how invincible I am. But when I come up against players that are clearly using game exploits, for instance the meat shield for the matchlocks, and then getting a victory against them, that victory is so much sweeter. Well, I bloody well loved this battle, and I hope you did too. So, until next time, see ya!